If you're curious about cooking without oil, but you're worried that your food isn't gonna taste the same, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm gonna tell you about why I've chosen to leave oil off my plate for the last year and how I make sure my food still tastes good. If you're brand new to my channel, hi, I'm Sam. I run the blog samcookskindness.com and I make tons of videos here on YouTube about what I eat in a day and following a whole food plant-based diet in real life. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you never miss another video. Let's get into the reasons why I don't eat oil. There are three main reasons I don't eat oil, but before we dig into that, let me just preface this video by saying I don't believe in perfectionism and I'm not demonizing fats. We're talking about oil here. We're not talking about all fats. Fats are important for your health. We are talking specifically about oils in this video and why I choose to omit them. Whether you choose to or not is your choice. I also want to say that I am not perfect in this and I do not believe in perfectionism. Sometimes I have a treat that has oil in it and I don't freak out over it and I move on with my life. But in my home, I don't have oil. I don't cook with oil ever. And that's the majority of what I'm eating. So today we're sharing how I omit oil from my cooking and why. Number one reason why I don't eat oil is because of how calorically dense it is. I am on a health journey. I am trying to lose weight in the process, and oil is the most calorically dense food on the planet. It is highly processed. All of the nutritional value is removed from the food to make the oil, and all that is left is the processed oil and fats that were in whatever it started as, olives, avocados. So you are stuck with the fats and none of the other good stuff to go along with it, which increases the caloric density of your food. In just 1 tablespoon of avocado oil or olive oil, you get around 120 calories for that tiny amount with nothing else in it, just straight fat and calories. Whereas if you were to eat the actual avocado, you're also going to be getting, along with the fat, carbs, protein even, and fiber, and a ton more nutrition. Plus, you can eat a lot more of it. So simply put, the main reason that I omit oils is because there's no nutritional value in it, and it's just a high source of calories. I am personally on a health journey, and I'm trying to drop a few pounds. Adding that oil in is a really easy way for me to gain weight. If you are still eating oil and you want to lose a few pounds, I bet you if you omitted that oil, you would drop a few pounds very easily. The number two reason why I don't cook with oil anymore is simply that I don't like it. It leads your food to being greasy, to being almost flavorless, and yes, when you're accustomed to eating with oil and you like that crispness that it gives food, it can sometimes be a transition period to get off of that, but your taste buds change over time. And now if I eat something overly fried or with oil, it's not even pleasant. It leaves that slimy, greasy feeling, not just even in my mouth, like all over my face after just like a couple bites, and it's just not enjoyable to eat anymore. So that is the reason why I choose to omit oil at this point. Besides for just the caloric density of that food, it's also just that I don't find it enjoyable to eat anymore. And number three is that I prefer to get my fats in other forms. I don't completely omit fat from my diet. Fat is important for the function of your body, and so you shouldn't completely omit it, but you should think about smart ways to get those fats, like avocados, nuts, seeds. My personal favorite way is flaxseed in my oatmeal, avocado on my sushi bowls, or basically on anything. I love avocado so much. And also, I do enjoy making a tahini dressing for my salads as well. Sometimes I get cashews in there, but you have to remember, fats are more calorically dense. So if calories matter to you, you have to keep that in mind. But the good thing about these sources of fats is that they're much less calorically dense than if you were to grab a tablespoon of olive oil or any kind of oil. So you get to eat more volume of these whole fat sources instead of the oil. Plus, you're getting the extra nutrition that goes along with them. The fiber's still intact, any protein and carbs is still intact. You're not just getting a straight source of fat. So when it comes to transitioning off of oil and trying to figure out how the heck do you even cook if you're not using oil, it's actually a lot easier than you think. There's three main ways that I think about cooking without oil. And the first one is baking or roasting. How do you get that crispy texture without the oil, and is it even possible? The answer, of course, is yes. I love to roast my potatoes. I love to use my air fryer. That is my number one tool. If you want those crispy fries, the air fryer is your best friend. But you can also do it in the oven. I see tons of people out there recommending that you parboil your potatoes before you make fries or roasted potatoes on the stove. And that is a great thing to do. And I completely agree with this. However, I am somewhat lazy in the kitchen and I want to save myself as much time and effort as I can. So when I'm making my fries, sweet potato fries or regular white potato fries, I'm using my microwave steamer. If you have the time and you want to use the stovetop, that's great. Then cut your potatoes up and use the stovetop to boil them until they're just about cooked before you bake them. But if you have a microwave steamer, this is great for steaming veggies or cooking potatoes. I highly recommend using one of these. I will chop my potatoes, throw them in here and microwave them. Depends on how much is in there. Usually about like 7 to 8 minutes. I will microwave them till they're mostly cooked, drain them off, top them with lots of seasonings, and then toss them either in my air fryer or my oven around 375 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and roast them till they're crispy and delicious. Now, when it comes to a stovetop, I use a ceramic cast iron skillet. It is not nonstick and it works just fine without the oil. So depending on what you're using, it may be a little bit different, but basically you can use this method for any type of pot, pan, saute pan, whatever you have in your kitchen. If you want to start sauteing a vegetable, like most recipes call for, sauteed onions, garlic in there, getting it cooked before you add any kind of liquids in there, and they always want you to pile in the oil. You don't have to do that. If you have a fresh enough onion, when you put it in your pan over like medium to low heat, add a nice little sprinkle of salt and give it a quick little stir and just let it cook. And if your onion is fresh enough, it's probably not even gonna stick. But if it does, and this goes for all vegetables that you're sauteing without oil, all you need to do is add a little splash of vegetable broth or water, and it's going to break that up so that it's not sticking to the pan, and you can still get that sauteed feeling without using the oil. Now, when it comes to baking, it's a little different. You have to kind of play around and see what you like, but there's a lot of different substitutes for oil in baking. If you're baking something like brownies or a cake, you can easily swap that oil out for aquafaba, soy milk, applesauce, mashed bananas. Those are all good options to put in your baking. Now, if you want to make something that's a little bit harder, like a cookie, then you may want to consider either finding a recipe online that's oil-free that takes the guesswork out of it for you, or experimenting with nut butters. Now, nut butters are higher in fat, so you have to keep that in mind if that's something that you're trying to limit, but nut butters will help you get that crispy, more firm feeling in your baking. I hope this was insightful for you and gave you a little bit of information about why I don't eat oil and why I think that you should cut out some of the oil too. So check the description box below. I'm gonna leave a bunch of links for some of my oil-free recipes that I think you will really enjoy. I've got like a nice brownie recipe. I've got my classic hummus that's oil-free, among others. So check that out. Let me know which one you think looks the most tasty and which one you're gonna give a try. As always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you never miss another video. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!